Hello everyone, what we're going to do now is take our design work that we've produced for our reimaginings of our rooms with the new interiors, and we're going to turn them into a computer-aided design model. So I've opened up my scaled model of the room. There it is. That's the one I produced earlier. You can see all the stuff inside. And what we're going to do is produce another little room next door with the redesigns inside it. So I'm going to start with a square tool or a rectangle tool. I'm going to drag this out, and I think it was 3900 by 3900. Yep, that looks good. Then I'm going to use, as we did before, my offset tool. I'm going to click in here and drag in, and I'll do that to 150. Yours might be different, of course. I'll zoom in on this a little bit. Now I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to take the pencil tool, the line tool. I'm going to just going to connect these corners like this. I'll then take the eraser tool, and I'll delete that part. And then I will take the push-pull tool, drag this sort of three-sided shape up until it gets to the same height like that. Now the reason I've done that is so that, just like in our drawings, our one-point perspective drawings, we can now look sort of, if you like, through this wall. It's almost like we're looking at a film set. So we're looking through the wall and we get this one-point perspective effect going on. We're going to draw all of our new things within this shape. So I'm going to just try and quickly pop in a futon bed thing. So let's go for 2900 by 1500, like that. Remember, all you need to do is let go of the mouse. I've got no hands on the mouse, I haven't clicked anywhere, and all I need to do is type, and the data appears in the bottom right hand corner down here. I'll then go back and use my offset tool, drag this in ever so slightly. Let's go to 100, like that, and then back to my push-pull tool. Oops, selected the wrong thing, and drag that up, and I've got 100 there as well. So there we go. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. So I'm now going to draw in the weird sort of wood burner thing that monstrosity that I drew in my design work. I'm sure your design work will be much, much better. Let's go to that, like that. There we go. Going to use my push-pull tool again. Drag that up. Let's go 250. Then I will draw another rectangle here to about 1200 by 600. Don't forget, of course, your work is very likely to be different. I don't see why you would have designed exactly the same thing that I did, and I wouldn't suggest it because mine was a bit ridiculous and daft. So at this point, I want to put what's called a pitched roof on this wood burner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control on my keyboard while I've got the push-pull tool selected. And if you watch the push-pull tool, a little plus symbol appears next to it. So it's there now. I'm now going to turn it off. Press Control again. It's gone. Press Control once more. The plus sign comes back. What that means is it's going to add in a new layer. You can see there's a white part and a grey part. I'm going to go up. Let's go 250. Oops. 250 like that. Oh, like that. There we go. I put on an extra section there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scale tool, which is in here. It's sort of like a box with a line behind it, and I'm going to, oops, got the wrong thing selected. I'm going to select this section here, this corner button. I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to go to about there, let's say. So that's put on a little pitched roof on the top of the old wood burner thing. Now I'll put in a flue. So I'll take a square, make sure I get this in a decent place. So I'm going to go 250 by 250, enter. Then I change this to a circle tool. If I go on that corner, I know that the centre of the circle is 250 millimeters away from all of these sides. So let's go there. I now use my eraser tool to delete these lines that we don't need anymore. Push pull this one up. We'll just go to the surface there. There we go. There's my wood burner. I think I'm going to add in a tiny bit of detail here using the offset tool. Can drag that in by 50 millimeters like that. I'm then going to use my push pull tool to push that in slightly. Let's go 15 millimeters like that, and that maybe looks like it's a window or something like that. We'll come back to that in a little while. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about any of the other sort of really silly things that I put in, but there we go. That's the new redesign in place. I also had some weird zigzaggy stripy things on here, so what I'm going to do is just put in some lines. Now the only thing to be aware of here is that you must make sure it says on face like that. If it doesn't, it might stick out over here, and that would obviously not work. So you need to be drawing lines directly onto the face of the wall. Obviously zigzags are pretty simple, but or sort of these angular shapes that I'm doing are pretty simple. You could do something much more interesting. There we go. But there we go. I've got a basic pattern on the back there. Now, over on the left hand side here, you've got the paint tool. When you click that, it will open up this this sidebar. You can click here. And eventually, it will load you different materials. So if you want a particular material, you can use it on here. I'm just going to go with colours. I'm going to go with some nice bright colours on my pattern. Here we go. So let's go with, oh, that is bright. And then something else that's bright. There we go. Wow. There we go. It's like stuff of nightmares. So I've applied some paint to my, I suppose we call that feature wall in interior design. I'm also going to use a little bit of, somewhere down here, glass. So I'll go for some grey glass in there. I'm going to put that on there, and then that shows the inside of the wood burner. I could go for possibly some metals. What's this one? Let's try that one. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, no, that looks horrible. Let's go for that one. Doesn't look much better, but we'll stick with it. What else have we got? Stone, very nice. Is that black granite? Let's put some on. Yeah, that looks quite nice. There we go. Okay, so I'm starting to build up some materials on here as well. Let's choose some. What's that one? Let's try. Oh yeah, that looks quite nice. There we go. Good. That looks very nice. Excellent. And then there's all sorts of different materials that you can use. So I'm going to choose some sort of fabric from a duvet here. None of these look particularly amazing. Let's go with that one. That's quite plain and boring. There we go. There we are. Lovely. All right then. So when I look at this, we can close that now with this button. When I look at this, I've got a one-point perspective view of the interior of my room as a redesign. And if I look over here, this is the original, of course, and then over here is the reimagining. I think I'll probably decide to stick with what I've got at the minute, to be honest, but there we go. When you finish with this, screenshot, paste it into your portfolio. Clearly I've just done a few sort of odd additions. Yours might be more complicated, might be a bit more coherent as well, and a bit more realistic. Mine has been a bit silly, but there we go. All right, thank you.